Came out here to Liverpool today. We've got the grandson, my wife, holding their phone. We've got my wife's niece. And we thought it'd be nice to take the River Explorer, which is the Mersey ferry. We were told it would be nice and sunny, not much wind, and as usual for the north of England, and I keep saying it, but this is the way it goes, don't really get much of any good weather. When we do get it, you can't breathe. Everybody's sort of filling up every space. Hopefully we're going to grab some chippy food in a little bit after this, so I'm going to do a little review on a chippy that's supposed to be famous, world famous, and it's under new management. I'm going to have a little look at that, and I'll show you that in a little minute. And it did fall through, and hopefully it's something more like now. I'm going to have to really do some editing on this sound, I think. It is howling. We're at a place called Otterspool Promenade, and it's just the wider sort of neck, if you like, of the River Mersey. 1 mile that way, we have the city centre where we got off that ferry. And you know what a shame, because we've been on it before. We took the grandson on it before, and it was a beautiful day. And today's not so much, but it's actually the height of summer now, so it can only be expected here. Portland's fish and chips. Now, approaching the door, there's a lot of rubbish about. There really is. It really needs a good sort out. But there's another takeaways nearby, the coffee shop, Costa Coffee Shop and other stuff. So no doubt stuff's getting blown about. But even so, get that front of that shop cleaned up. Make it more, as my youngest daughter would say, appetizal. So, okay, what have we got? There's salt and pepper, squid. Okay, there's a sachet of sweet chili sauce. There's some salad in there. A nice little box, actually. So I'm going to give this a try. That wind, I'm hoping my camera doesn't fall off its tripod, but it's howling through my ears. So I do apologise.
That'll be the cat.
Hey?
That'll be the cat.
That's actually really tasty. So I'm going to get straight on to the main course, which is the large fish and chips. Well, let's give this a little look at it. I was about to open it there, but they've actually taped it. Hang on, I've got a knife here. Right, okay, so let's have a little look at this. This is their large fish. Portland's had gone downhill, and it was a real shame to watch it do that. We parked up outside one day. We got some fish and chips, and it used to be quite nice a long time ago. And I'm getting into the truck. Oh, they had a different truck now. It was some years ago. I stood in a fish that had been left. Someone had dumped it on the parking. I stood in it, and the truck and everything stunk of terrible for days. But that was then. Now it's been taken over. There was a partition put in between what they used to also sell pizzas and burgers and stuff like that. Tartar sauce. Okay, I might save that actually. Let's get into this fish. Now the batter's really nice. There's no shortage of chips, and they look great. Yep. Really nice. And everything was done for us there and then. I watched the fish come out in a special plastic sealed, how do you say them? But it was clear anyway on the top. Firm plastic, came out of the fridge off one of the shelves. I do like them chips. Lemon on here. Right, so where's my knife? Let's break that in half. And this is the haddock. Let's have a go. You know what? That's really tasty. I think that batter really sets it off. Not just because I spent an hour fighting the wind on the river that I'm really hungry, because if I'd have been really hungry and it wasn't a bit nice, you'd have known about it. The fish is delicious. That batter, it's got a sweetness to it. It's nice. It really is nice. It doesn't feel greasy at all. Yeah, I know you can see moisture there, but I think that's more to do with the fish. The chips are absolutely spot on, and I wouldn't hesitate to go there again if I'm in the area. Like I say, it's about a mile from the city. That's quite convenient because it's actually along the Dock Road, and we travel the Dock Road all the time. And a lot of people travel the Dock Road to get to lots of different areas. So that's disappeared. I think my wife saw that I was quite happy with that, so she's taken that away. Look after that front. There's tables and chairs out there that are on their last legs. Get some nice tables and chairs, a couple of benches, a couple of wooden benches, and just keep on top of that litter and the other bits and bobs that are knocking about out there in the gutter. So hopefully they'll stick to that traditional chippy format, because people will drive miles and miles and miles to go to a first-class chippy. They really will. And if they can stick to that, and I'm not here to tell them their business, it's just that we need our traditional fish and chip shops. We've got to keep them going. That's what this is all about. And they'll do really well. No doubt about it, if they can stick to that and produce the best fish and chips and other chippy fare that they can. Let's have a look at some reviews. 1 star. Delivery. Ordered about 5:50 p.m. Order kept getting delayed, then was cancelled at 7:40 p.m. nearly 2 hours later, leaving us having to go out and finding an alternative over half an hour after we thought we'd be eating. I get that places get busy, but don't offer delivery if you can't actually deliver. Response from the owner. I am sorry the food you received was not to your liking. We assure you our staff strives to make the best quality food every day. We value each of our customers and hate to leave you disappointed. This is the thing with deliveries. They can make or break a business. They really can. You'll often see fish and chip shops, other businesses that have got, other food businesses that have got great ratings, other than for the ones that deliver, because they're relying on the delivery service. And if that's not up to scratch, then the reviews are going to go down. That's going to affect trade. It's a real tricky one, that. It's a real tricky one. I understand that without the trade for some businesses, without delivery trade, but for those that are already successful, it's one of them things, isn't it? Again, I'm not trying to tell them their business. 3 star. Ordered 3 cans of Coke Zero and received 2 cans of Diet Coke that nobody wants. Expect a full refund for the drinks. 5 star. We went here because they have gluten-free fish and chips, and it was excellent. They also had onion rings on the menu, and I asked if those were gluten-free. He said no, but he offered to try to make them, and he nailed it. Great experience all round. Mine, 4 star. Some time ago, Portland's was a great fish and chip shop that went through a bit of a transition from not only chippy fare, but also pizza, burgers, chicken and all sorts of food. I was pleased to hear the shop was under new management and back to providing traditional chippy fare. There is parking at the front of the building and to the side. Walking towards the door, there was a lot of litter and it was a little untidy, so my heart sank a little. On entering, it was completely different, clean, tidy and modern. The staff were helpful, friendly and smiling. There was an extensive traditional chip shop menu on the wall above the range, and a wall had been erected, closing off where the pizzas and burgers were once prepared. It looked great. I hope the focus will remain on traditional chippy fare and not fall back to burgers, pizzas and fried chicken, like under the old management, as I feel it has a bright future. The haddock was fresh and delicious in a crispy, tasty batter. The chips were how you would expect, crispy, light and golden, and plenty of them. The salt and pepper squid was fresh, with a small accompanying salad. The food overall was great, and I will definitely return when passing. Cooking in oil, hygiene rating, awaiting inspection, cash or card, fish reviewed, haddock. Yeah, I think I've said all that needs to be said there. See you on the next one.